Hello and welcome back to colormetruth Tarot. Today I have a new Timeless Tarot Pick a Card, and it is on how does your family see you, how do they perceive you. I also have a card that I specifically asked from your higher self or your soul, and this is just the truth of who you are. You may not resonate with this on a conscious level, but this is the truth of who you are on a spiritual level or a soul level from your higher self's perspective or spirit's perspective. As always, guys, all of my personal information is in the description box below if you'd like a personal reading or reiki healing or anything like that. These are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. We have 3 piles in front of us today. This is pile 1 with the clear quartz stone, raw clear quartz. For pile 2, we have this pyrite crystal. And for pile 3, we have lapis lazuli, a raw lapis lazuli. I don't know why I have the need to say this, but clear quartz can be used for, it applies to all of your chakras. Pyrite is usually used with like the solar plexus chakra. And then lapis lazuli is mainly for the third eye, but you can also use it for the throat. Okay, so please take your 3 deep grounding breaths and tap into your own intuition and ask yourself quietly, what does my family think about me? How do they see me? How do they perceive me? And then go with your gut, whatever you feel you're being drawn to. I'm going to begin with pile 1, and the timestamps for each pile are below in the description box. Hello to the beautiful souls who chose pile 1 with this raw clear quartz crystal. Let's see how your family sees you. I'll save these cards for last because these are the ones from your soul that are going to really talk about the truth of who you are. Again, you may not resonate with this consciously because this is a truth coming from your spirit, from your soul about how you really are. So we have passion ignited, we have accelerated motion, moving on, rejoice in celebration, it's a great card, spiritual strength, the 9 of Pentacles, and 3 of Swords in reverse. So I think I'm getting a pretty good idea of how your family sees you. The first thing I'm hearing right off the bat is strong. I think your family sees you as a very strong individual. You're somebody who probably has dealt with a lot, and you're able to take a lot of, you're just able to deal with a lot of things. I mean, you're somebody I feel like who's gone through issues in life, and you've always come back 10 times stronger. You just don't let things get you down. You're not somebody who's going to sit in the dark a lot. I do think you're actually quite a happy person, especially with this rejoice and celebration card. I think you're actually a pretty happy-go-lucky person. You usually have a smile on your face. You're trying to be optimistic, trying to think positive thoughts, trying to be one of those, I think you're just one of those genuinely nice people out in the world. You don't want to, you don't like to be in the dark, even though sometimes it happens to all of us. We get in those negative mindsets. But I do think you're somebody who, doesn't stay in the dark or doesn't stay in troubling thoughts or troubling situations. You like to move past that and see the glass half full. I think you're those type of individuals that really want to move on from the issues of life and just move on to happier things and better things. And you're always kind of optimistic and thinking the best is yet to come. So your family definitely sees you as a kind of happy person. It doesn't necessarily mean you're super bubbly, but I do think they see you as somebody who tries to see life in a more optimistic way. I think your family does see you as, if not successful, you have the potential to be. They see you as somebody who can be successful one day. You're probably very hardworking, and you probably have goals in life that you want to achieve. They also see you as independent. You're somebody who doesn't need to rely on other people. You can definitely do things on your own. You may be a little bit of introverted, not necessarily though, but I do get a feeling that you're independent for sure. You're somebody that doesn't really need like attention from people also. You can stand on your own. You're quite secure on yourself, or even if you're not all that secure in yourself, you come off like that. Like that's how your family sees you. They see you as somebody who's quite secure and somebody who's quite like confident in themselves, who's independent, who gets things done, who's going to go out in life and make a success out of themselves. Even if you don't feel that way about yourself, they see this about you. You also come off as somebody who's very passionate and very loving to your family. They see you as somebody who probably has a big heart. They may see you as somebody who's also sensitive. It doesn't mean you're overly emotional, but you do care. Again, I think you guys are compassionate people. I think your family sees this about you. They think you're very sweet, very loving. Let's see. With the Three of Swords in reverse, it's like even though you're loving, you may be one of those people that like people don't think you are. Like I think you may have I don't want to say a cold exterior, but I think you're kind of like maybe neutral on the outside, but deep within, like the people who really know you know that you're very like sweet and very compassionate and maybe sensitive. So I think your family kind of sees that too. They know like maybe on the outside you may come off a certain way, but deep within you're a little bit more sensitive. Even if they don't say that to you, I think they do perceive this about you, and I think they do know this about you too. But sometimes I think they can see you as maybe a little cold or maybe a bit put off because, again, I do think they see you as quite independent. Let's see. With the Accelerated Emotions card, as I was saying earlier, I think I'm getting two feelings from this, actually. I think your family sees you as quite dreamy at times, but I also think they see you as somebody who, like I mentioned earlier, you're a hard worker, you set goals and you achieve them. So they see you as an individual who achieves what they set out to do. If you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. You're not going to just like let it sit there and wait months and weeks or whatever. You're going to actually fulfill whatever you said you're going to do. Unless you have a deep change of heart or anything like that makes you change your mind and you no longer want to go after that. But if you do have a goal in mind, you do go for it full throttle. And they really respect this about you. I think that's something your family really likes about you, is that you are somebody who is ambitious and who wants to fulfill their dreams and fulfill these goals for themselves. And as I was saying earlier, your family sees you as very strong. And I can't help it, again, with this almost monk person, you just look like you're somebody who follows your own path. People may give you advice and stuff, but you really follow the beat of your own drum. You're individuals, you're unique, and you're who you are. And I think maybe in the beginning your family didn't really know how to accept this about you, or they didn't really, like maybe you didn't fit in with your family, when you were a kid, because you were just so, you're so independent and individual. But as you get older, I think this is something they're really going to value in you. Or, if you're older now, this is something that they probably really do value in you, is that you are independent and, you're not the sheep. You're that lion in amongst the sheep. You're your own leader. You're your own individual. So that's what I'm getting with how your family sees you. Now let's see kind of the truth of who you are regarding your soul, from your higher self's perspective. Okay, so we get Let Go, and that's a beautiful card. First thing I'm hearing is truth. So I think you guys, at the truth of who you are, you're very, very honest people. You're truth seekers. You want to tell people how it is honestly, and you don't want to leave things behind or in a confused way. And then we have transformation. Wow. So you guys are the change makers as well. So at a soul level, what your higher self or what spirit is telling me is that at the core of you, like in your soul, you guys stand for truth. You guys are honest, upright, righteous people. You're not somebody who's going to lie. You're not somebody who's going to fibble around with the truth. You like to be honest, and you expect honesty with others too as well. And then with the Let Go, I'm also getting like you're independent. You're not going to hold on to situations if they're no longer serving you. You're very wise, you're very mature. You're the type of people that have lived and learned, and you've gotten that lesson from that, and you're ready to move on. You're not going to sit there and wait in a situation over and over and over again. You know your worth. And again, you guys are the change makers. You've probably been through a lot of transformations yourselves. And I think what this is also telling me is because you're constantly changing, you guys have a lot of wisdom that you've accrued from that. You have a lot of knowledge from all these transformations that you've had. You're not afraid to change yourself. You're not afraid to try new things and, you know, take a different route. You're very, again, you're like leaders in that way. You're trailblazers in that way, where other people would be scared. You're like, I'm not afraid to transform. I'm not afraid to die to, you know, an old identity of myself and be reborn in a new one, and one that feels more authentic to me in this now moment. So that's all I'm getting for you guys for pile 1, for how your family perceives you, as well as the truth of you at a soul level. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it resonated, and I will see you guys in the next tarot pick a card. Bye for now. Hello to the beautiful souls who chose pile 2 with this pyrite crystal. So let's see how your family perceives you, how they see you, what they think about you. I'm going to be leaving these 2 cards at the end, and this is pretty much a message from your higher self, from spirit, about the truth of who you are at a soul level. Again, you may not resonate with this consciously, but from your spirit or higher self, this is the truth of who you are. Okay. We have temptation, third eye chakra. We have choose wisely in reverse. We have the 7 of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Wands in reverse. And the Page of Wands upright. Okay, so how does your family perceive you for you guys? Okay, the first thing I'm hearing is, and I don't know who this resonates for, but I'm getting the message, you have a lot of ideas, but like you almost don't follow through with them. I think your family sees you as somebody has the potential for a lot, but maybe you're not like grounded or rooted enough to like follow through with it or to actually do it. Again, this doesn't mean that you won't do things you're passionate about, but it's almost like, it's like you have a hard time sticking in something or being really consistent with something for a long time. Because with the Knight of Wands, you know, in reverse, and the Page of Wands upright, I feel like you have ideas and you start it, but then you don't stick with it in the long run. It's like your passion or your passion or energy for that thing starts to dry up, and then you're like on to the next thing. It doesn't hold your interest for very long. So again, I think your family sees you as somebody who's, you know, probably very passionate, very energetic, very lively. You're not like a slow type of person, and not intellectually or anything like that, but like you're not very slow moving. Like you do things probably very quickly, probably walk very fast, talk very fast, and you constantly like to be stimulated. That's the word. You constantly like to be stimulated. Again, with the 7 of Swords in reverse, I don't think people get much by you. I think you're really like quite aware, and you don't not a lot passes you by. So mentally, you're probably very sharp, very smart. As for this pile, probably very, like you don't let people can't really get anything by you. Like if somebody says something, you're like, what did you just say? What's the real meaning behind that? You're not gonna let them like just say something and get away with it. So you're very on target with that. Let's see. So yeah, with this card as well, I feel like your family sees you as somebody who's not going to let somebody talk down to them. So you're somebody who speaks up for yourself. You know what's right and wrong, and you know how somebody deserves to be treated. You know it, especially how you deserve to be treated, and you won't let people talk down to you. You're also, I'm getting, very protective of your loved ones. So your family sees you as somebody who's protective of them, and won't let any harm come to them, especially if you have younger siblings. I'm getting the feeling that you're very protective of them. With the Choose Wisely card in reverse, you guys may, like I was mentioning earlier, just make very quick, rash decisions. I'm getting the word impulsive that's coming through. So This is the group of people that are very passionate, very energetic, love to have so many ideas, potential for a lot of things, but maybe they don't follow through as much with things. They're not sitting there really taking time to make a decision. They're kind of like, let me do this, let me do that, let me do this. And then they think of the consequences after. You guys, I'm also hearing adventure seekers. So your family might see you guys as the type of people that really like to try new things. Maybe you like to be outside a lot and really try different exciting opportunities, and you like to take chances, and you're the risk takers. With the third eye chakra, I also think your family sees you guys as very, I don't know if dreamy is the word, but some of you guys may be artistic. And I also think you guys see things in different perspectives from your family. So they see you guys as very, they see you guys as like a way to look at things, something from another perspective. Like you guys have a wisdom about you that you bring to the table, and your family sees this in you. They see you as very wise, and they can come to you with something and know that you're going to bring a different look at it, a different perspective to this situation, because you're not going to look at it from the same way everyone else is looking at it. It's like you're very connected to spirit, and you're getting some type of a channel or some type of an understanding that they haven't been getting, and you bring a whole other idea to the table. So they do see you as wise. And then we have the temptation card here. I don't know why, but for some reason I'm almost feeling you guys aren't really that tempted for things. It's like I'm looking at it and he's looking away from this. So I don't know if it's... let me see. There's a key here with a heart. I don't know if you guys have been kind of maybe burned in love or hurt romantically in the past or something, but it's like, I think it's hard for you guys to open up your hearts maybe, or something like that. Like your family sees that you're quite, I don't know if you're like closed off emotionally, but I don't even want to say that, but I think there has been something with romance, or maybe it's hard for you guys to talk to people or get to know people on a very deep, intimate level. Or this is something your family thinks about you, that it's hard for you to open up. Like you're very friendly, you're passionate, you're energetic, you're all these great things. You're very wise. But at the same time, there's like a part of you, like in your heart or your emotions, like it may be difficult for you guys to be intimate with people. Like it's hard for you to open up with like close people, with people maybe you don't know, or even with your own family. Okay, so let's see what, at the truth of you, at your soul, from your higher self, you know, how you really are. So we have whispers, and we have joy. So again, as I was mentioning before, you guys are very, just at your core level, at your soul level, you're very like joyful, very happy, very positive, very optimistic. Like doesn't matter like how much darkness you've gone through in life, you guys will always overcome it. You will always shine that light in that dark place. You will always find that positive light, that positive aspect, no matter what. There's a lot of light here. It's like it's part of you. You can't help but shed that light, but shed that positivity, but bring a smile to someone when they're down, or start a conversation with somebody, you know, if they're having a bad day, or try to bring some comforting words to them. You're very, very caring at your core. And then we have whispers. I'm almost feeling like there's something that's very sensitive about you at your core. Like the truth of you is like maybe you're actually quite sensitive. And something with the whispers is making me feel like you appreciate almost this like kindness, or I don't know if I'm even saying this right, but it's like you may come off, you know, intense to people, but at your core, like you really desire like those things of like kindness and people who are very peaceful and loving. Like you really, really desire that, like that type of a loving energy, kind energy, rather than people who are, you know, super out there and outgoing. Like almost at your spirit, at your soul, you're very, very peaceful. You really desire that type of peace. So the truth of you at your core level is that you're actually quite peaceful. And you seek harmony in life. You seek joy. And the truth of you is peace, joy, love, light, things like that. Wow. So that's all I'm getting for you guys for pile 2. Again, so your family sees you guys as quite wise. They see you as very protective. They see you as, you know, having the potential for a lot of ideas. Maybe you don't follow through with them, but you do have the potential, and you do have a lot of ideas that you think of, and you start a lot of things. Maybe you stop them a lot of the times too. They see you as passionate, maybe dreamy. They also see you as a bit closed off emotionally sometimes. But at your core, you're somebody who's very, very sweet, very sensitive. There's like this, you know, innocence almost, I want to say. And at your core, you're very joyful, you're very optimistic, very loving. Always looking for the happier, you know, the happier aspect out of whatever situation you're experiencing. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I hope it resonated, and I will be moving on to pile 3. Have a great rest of your night or day. Hello to the beautiful souls who chose pile 3 with this lapis lazuli crystal. I'm going to be saving these 3 cards at the end for how your higher self or spirit sees you. This is the truth of you at the soul level. You may not resonate with this consciously, but this is the truth from your, you know, from your spirit, from your higher self, about the truth of who you really are at your core. So let's see here how your family sees you. So we have deception and envy. We have trapped in fear. We have power. We have the 2 of Cups in reverse. We have the 6 of Swords upright. And we have the Tower upright. So we have 2 8s here, so I don't know if you guys see 8s a lot, but that's something that I'm drawn to first off. Let's see, how does your family see you guys? What do they think about you? I think your family sees you as very individual, like very independent. You don't need anybody. You kind of can rely on yourself. I think they see you as somebody who's probably gone through things that you shouldn't have. I feel like they think you've dealt with a lot of stuff that, you know, really maybe is too much for one person that you've had to go through in life. They've seen you had to, like, they've seen you had to walk away from certain situations and be the bigger person. I think you don't think your family knows this stuff about you, but they do. They do see this stuff about you. They do see that how strong you are and how capable you are, and how much of the stuff you've had to deal with, and how much you've been broken down, and you've had to build yourself back up. That's why this Power card is here. It's like with this line, it represents you've become like superhuman almost. You're half lion, half man, or half woman. Because of all the stuff you've been through, it's made you so powerful, so capable. There's a lot of red in this card. I don't know if you guys have been working on your root chakra or working on feeling grounded, but your family sees you as somebody who's very stable in who they are and what you stand for, and in your truth. I also can't help but be drawn. Oops, sorry. I also can't help but be drawn to like the green eyes in both the man and the lion. I think in your heart of hearts, you're actually very sweet and very compassionate, very loving. But you've had to create this exterior of being like strong and almost seeming indestructible, so people don't take advantage of you, because I think that's something that's happened to you in the past. With this deception and envy card, I think people have burned you in the past, and I think maybe you have been taken advantage of. And I think your family sees that. They know that you're actually very, very sweet, but you've had to create this like exterior or almost a mask to protect yourself. You know, with this trapped in fear card, it's almost like you keep those parts of yourself really to the core so nobody sees it, even to your own family. I don't know if there's toxicity there, but, it's like you're not going to show that to somebody unless they truly deserve it. You're very, very, very selective with who you open up to. And I think that's why you guys have the Two of Cups card in reverse. It's like there's something about your emotions where you're not that open. And it's likely justified. With the Two of Cups in reverse, this could also mean something with like choices. So your family could also see you somebody as like who's indecisive, who's not able to make choices quickly. Maybe you take a lot of time to think, and I wouldn't be surprised, especially with the red card, with the red I was seeing in this power card. If you're really, really grounded, you may feel very connected to the earth, and the earth is, isn't like a fast moving planet. It's slowly moving, gradual. So you guys may not be very quick decision makers, but when you do make a decision, it's final, and the direction you're going in. You're not confused about it. You're not going to be wishy-washy over it. And again, with the Tower card, you're not afraid of changes. Your family sees you as I mentioned, very strong. They see you as somebody who, if something needed to change, something needed to go, you'd be like, all right, let's do this. Let's make this change. You're not going to sit there and have a huge argument about it. I mean, of course, unless it's very close to your heart, but you're somebody who doesn't mind change. You don't mind breaking things down to bring something else in. It's because, again, you have such a strong foundation. You really had to learn how to build yourself up from the ground up. Build your self-esteem, possibly. Build, who you are and how your beliefs. Build up how you think about yourself, not caring about what other people think about you. That no matter, I keep bringing this card up, but no matter what they're saying represented by this lightning, it doesn't matter. It's not going to break you down, right? The building is still standing. And with the Six of Swords, which is funny, underneath the Trapped in Fear card, again, you're not afraid to walk away from difficult situations. You guys are just really independent as well. If someone is not respecting you, if someone's not treating you the way you deserve, if a circumstance is not fair, it's not right, it's not just, you have no problem walking away and saying, this is not for me. I deserve better than this. I don't know why I'm hearing entrepreneur. I don't know if some of you guys are trying to start your own business or something, but I'm hearing go for it. And I'm also hearing, you are the type of people to kind of start your own business, to do something that you want, to be successful on your own. You have the capability and you have that strength. And you also have that ability, so don't doubt yourself regarding that. Okay, so now let's see what message your soul wants to tell you. Ooh, wow. So we have channeling. We have soul name. It's beautiful. And we have nourish. So here we see Mother, excuse me, here we see Mother Earth. So I think you guys, at a soul level, the truth of who you are is you're very grounded, very rooted. I think you're very, very connected to Mother Earth on a, spiritual level, very connected. With your soul name, you may feel, I don't know if this just applies to a few of you, but you may feel very like, I don't know, especially with this channeling card, like in between worlds, like sometimes you're here, sometimes you feel like you're in spirit. So as grounded as you are, I think you guys are very spiritual. You are very connected. There may be the potential for channeling too, and Spirit is trying to tell you that through this reading. But I do feel you guys are very spiritually connected. Maybe you meditate a lot. Maybe you're doing whatever it is, but there's definitely this connection here. And, I wouldn't be surprised because sometimes, very spiritual people go through a lot of intense situations in life. They work through a lot of fear. They work through a lot of doubt. They work through a lot of issues. Because they're capable, they can handle it. And I know that seems unfair, but if you're strong enough to do this and go through this, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you kind of prove to your own spirit, your own self, that you can do this and that you are more than capable, more than able? I'm hearing highly evolved soul. So some of you guys may feel like old souls, but yeah, very highly evolved, very wise. This is not your first go round. Not your first go round for sure. Okay, so that's what I'm getting, guys, for you, for how your family perceives you. They see you, how do they think about you? Again, your family just sees you as very strong. They know you've been through a lot of stuff. They see you as independent. They see you as capable. They may see you as, a little bit emotionally closed off, but that's because you have been hurt in the past. You maybe have trust issues with people who've really taken advantage. But they believe in your capabilities. They know you can go far. They know you can do whatever you want, whatever you set your mind to. So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope that the message has resonated, and I will see you guys in the next tarot pick a card. Bye for now.